Now is the perfect time for me to teach you about the N-tier architecture, since you've learned about the DAO as well as the service, right, or the business layer. So in a typical application, you've got clients in here. So this could be a command line application or a web application, and they basically send a request to your API. So this is how they're going to talk with whatever service or whatever application that you have built. Now, we haven't talked about APIs in here, so this is yet another layer. But for now, all we've done is I've showed you how to build, for example, a model, so a car or garage or person, and we've done the business layer right here, or the service class, right? So those are responsible for the business logic of whatever domain that you have. And then the business layer, you can see here, interacts with the DAO, data access object. So this is yet another layer. And as you saw, this layer right here is responsible for interacting with whatever database that you have. Maybe it's a database which is using a file or Postgres, MySQL, array, or a list. So in our case, we have an array in here, or maybe a NoSQL database such as MongoDB. Now, the request from the client goes through the API, through the business layer, through the DAO, and then what the client gets back is a response, whether they are requesting from some data, or they are uploading a file or a comment, or whatever functionality that your API allows clients to perform. But this is pretty much the architecture. It's called the N-tier architecture. And as you can see, so we've done the business layer as well as the DAO, and we are in a good place. So later with Spring Boot, you'll see that we will connect the API layer, and basically it'll be the exact same thing how we've done. So the API layer will have a dependency on the business layer, and then invoke whatever method that the business layer has to offer, the same way that we've done. So within our business layer in here, I think it was car service, we have the DAO that allows us to store data to a given array. So I think by now you should have an understanding of how to organize your code. And yeah, if you have any questions on this, please do let me know. Otherwise, let's move on.